Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have our introductory episode to Oldham Athletic. Obviously, you saw yesterday we had a few job interviews come in from like Belgian second team clubs and things like that. But I've decided, as you saw, to go with the Oldham Athletic job. We've achieved a contract of £1,000 a week, which is not too far off of double what we were earning at Curzon Ashton. The board's target is to avoid relegation. I think we are very much capable of doing so. To be quite honest, the club has been very up and down, but in terms of general things, from what I've had a look at early doors, things are set up quite well. Um, we do need a new set of backroom staff. That is something I have picked up on straight away. So as you look at the staff side of things, under 18s, under 21s, and the first team, we've got a lot of vacant roles there. But also, I need to take a look and see the kind of quality that we currently have with the staff that have remained under the previous regime. So there's going to be a lot to have a look at going forward in terms of the staff side of things. But like I say, the general perspective of the club from what I've seen at the moment isn't too bad. So step one, realistically, is going to be sort out the staffing side of things and get a good backroom team in place so that we can then build the team accordingly. Um, in terms of the friendly fixtures, I've cancelled all of the ones that were previously there, aside of the Burnley one, because it is an affiliate by the looks of things. And we have brought in our own friendlies in there as well. A couple that are of similar quality to ourselves, a couple that are technically of lesser quality. And the first one is at home to Everton, which I've largely done from the money perspective. In terms of financial status of the club, they're actually looking pretty decent. They have in the past had major struggles financially, Oldham Athletic, but looking at this, not too bad at all. So overall, they've got just, well, about £1.3 million in the bank. And with everything that's going to be happening, of course, there's going to be more staff coming in. There's going to be more players coming in and such as well. We've got about £15,000 a week free of our wage budget. So there is going to be a number of free transfers that we're going to be looking into. I don't know if any of our players are wanted by anybody. I've not had a proper look at the squad as of yet. I only know that it is relatively young and relatively small, but I haven't even looked at the under 21s or under 18s team yet. So it could be that we need to bring in a couple of more of the experienced players to the squad. Um, Realistically, it is a young team. There's some very good quality already in the squad as well. Some players that we can definitely build the team around should they stay. And it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with that going forward. But from a financial perspective, at least, again, the club is looking in reasonable stature, especially considering we are in League Two. Um, so going into the squad side of things, as you can see, it is quite a small squad. It's an 18-man squad at the moment. Contractual wise, everything is pretty short notice, but there are one or two really good talents in there. So, by the looks of it, in terms of general options, if we look at current ability of the players in this first team, the key man here is 19-year-old Matthew Taylor. And I mean, yeah, you can see why. He is a very good 19-year-old attacking midfielder. Um, Again, in terms of the makeup of the squad, I've not even looked at tactics or anything yet either. Um, but he looks like a really, really good prospect. Balanced mentality, so personality, sorry. So I would have hoped for a more determined version, to be quite honest, because then he would really be pushing to the high reach of the game. Um, he wants to move to a club with a stronger squad. I'm hopeful that by making our squad stronger, he may end up staying. Physical attributes are looking quite strong. He's got good natural fitness, good stamina, good balance as well, with reasonable agility. But it's his mental attributes for me. Off the ball movement, excellent. Great teamwork, good work rate. Determination isn't quite there, but he's an exciting type player with that flair as well. And in terms of his technicals, he's a free kick taker. but he's got good dribbling ability with a good first touch, passing, and technique. So I think he could be a very key player for us. He can play in the central midfield, he can play in attacking midfield, and off of that right hand side. He isn't the quickest, so realistically, we're going to be looking at attacking midfield or central midfield, depending on the balance of the squad. By the looks of it, we've got a good out-and-out striker in Kian Harriet as well. In terms of attributes, I'm looking at him, and he's not an awful lot better than the kind of quality we had at Curzon, in my opinion. But overall, physicality, again, pretty decent. Really good natural fitness, good stamina. Strength isn't quite there. Um, he's not a particular aerial presence or anything like that. He's only 5'10", but again, good teamwork, good off the ball movement, good work rate. Determination is average. Um, Quite aggressive in terms of his mentality. A decent finisher with good first touch, but his technique does let him down. So he's a 4-star current ability striker in this league. We'll have to see how he gets on there. Davon Gabaju, oh my word, Gabajumo. I'm going to butcher that over the course of the season. I can already tell. Really good quality left back. Again, mental attributes and technicals aren't great, but his physical attributes. I mean, he's strong, he's quick, he's got good natural fitness, got good stamina. He can be up and down that left hand side all day. But when he gets into like a crossing position, for example, he can't cross, he can't dribble. He's got a good first touch and he can pass the ball. But other than that, there's not an awful lot of positive there. He's got a good work rate, decent positional play as well. So his physical attributes are the key thing for him. Hopefully, he can improve on some of his technicals. Um, and lastly, we've got Will Sutton, who's a 3.5-star current ability centre back. Again, really good teamwork, decent physical attributes there, to be fair. Not the quickest, but he's not the slowest by any means either. Decent determination, good teamwork and work rate, really strong as well, with a good jumping reach, good heading ability. So he could be in a danger from set pieces as well. Good marking and tackling ability. So his overall defensive attributes are quite strong. But again, I think these players we can even improve on, to be quite honest, in League Two. We've got your average players at 3-star of current ability as well, including an 18-year-old in David Hutchinson there. We'll have a quick look at him. And to be honest, the 3-star ability side of things, very, very generous in my opinion. Um, he can play a variety of roles. He's good on the wing side of things. He can cross the ball. Again, an exciting player with okay determination, decent work rate. Again, it's his physicals. He's a very quick. He's very quick, so he could be a danger for us. But again, lacking quality in the technicals. I think we've got a lot of young players here, but I think looking at the balance of the team, I mean, you've got 5 or 6 players at the bottom here, 2-star of current ability or less. We need to develop that a little bit more. Under 21 side, we've got a lot of 2-star current ability youngsters in there. But of course, we haven't really got an awful lot of competition for them at the moment. So their star ability rating, when we start bringing in our own talents, could reduce somewhat. But we've got 31 players in the under 21s there, and there's not a lot of them that are particularly brilliant. We might be able to make a profit on a few of them if there's any interest in them, of course. There's a couple that are loaned out as well. But it'll be interesting to see how we get on with some of them. I mean, one or two of them may be decent squad players, but I'm very much thinking that even the majority of these lads, if we get any transfer interest in them, it is likely that they could leave from the ones that I've looked at so far. There's nothing majorly standing out with any of them. I mean, Jack Bloxham, maybe he could break into the first team this year. Dan Ratcliffe is another one, decent winger. He might be able to break into the first team this year as well. But I think it's going to be a tough one. They're all good young players. Are they good enough for this level? I'm not too sure. And then when you look at our under 18s, again, very similar in terms of quality. Zenanaski is the standout player there in terms of star rating. But again, when we start bringing in our own players, it is going to be a telling situation as to how good they really are. Um, But overall, I mean, all of the squads have got options there, but we just need to figure out exactly how we want to do things. I mean, like I say, if there is interest in these guys for permanent transfers and we can get like 100,000 for a couple of them, ideal. We'll certainly take it. Um, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that going forward. But in terms of the first team, decent base to start with for sure. There's one or two players. I mean, the likes of Decandia. I mean, he's not good enough. So he'll go into the under 21s because he's just not going to be good enough. Luke Potter, 19 years of age. Again, determined character. He could come good for us, but his defensive attributes aren't the best. Good positionally, but technically he's not got the quality. Um, so I think like these two star youngsters that have been put into the first team. I mean, to be fair, Ryan Beattie, he will be part of the first team. I'm looking at him there. Really good physical attributes. He's 6'2". Fickle personality isn't ideal, but he's got decent determination and teamwork, good technique and dribbling ability. Does lack a little bit in other areas, so he may end up being a decent winger for us. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of tough decisions to make, I think. Rowan Butler, I mean, he's only 1 star of current ability. He can get dropped into the under 21 side as well. Elijah May, again, good pace, good dribbling ability, but his technicals are shocking for the most part. And again, he isn't ready to make that step up, so he can go back into the under 21s. I think Luke Potter we will put in there as well. And then Benji Wetchi, decent finisher, but again, is he good enough? I'm not too sure at the age of 22. He's on £1,700 a week, which is certainly excessive at its best, to be honest. I will have to use him because of the wage that he's on. But other than that, we pretty much need cover in every single position. So there's going to be a lot of transfer business that needs to be done. We've got a decent base in terms of we've got a decent goalkeeper in Matthew Hudson. Could we improve on him? I'm pretty sure that we can. Um, decent centre back in Will Sutton. Good left back in Gubajumo. Matthew Taylor's going to be the standout if we can keep hold of him, of course. I mean, if we get a bid of nearly £1 million for him, realistically, we're not going to be keeping hold of him, are we? And Kian Harriott, decent striker. But again, I think we've got some tough decisions to make with the squad, but we need to get players in before we offload players. We've got plenty of wage budget to work with for the transfer window. And yeah, I think certainly room to be positive from my perspective. I think we've taken the step up in terms of league for sure. We're still in the process of the coaching course that got accepted by Curzon Ashton. Um, as far as I'm aware, that just carries over, doesn't it? Let's have a look and see if that carries over. I'm pretty sure it does. I think it does, yeah. So we are still in the process of doing that other coaching course at the moment. So there's going to be still some progression in there. But because of the bank balance at the club, I don't see many issues in terms of getting our coaching badges a little bit quicker for acceptance and such as well. I think it's going to be an interesting season. I think it's going to be a difficult season, especially at the start when we're bedding in hopefully a number of new players and all of the staff and such as well. But reason to be optimistic, I think. We've taken a big step in making a move at this stage. I'm really happy. We've managed to get into League Two by proxy after leaving Curzon Ashton and going to Oldham. But I think it could be an interesting season. I don't think we'll be in danger of relegation as long as we can build a decent squad. And fingers crossed, we can make a big push forward. And I'm hoping we can do mid-table, but as long as we don't get near the relegation zone, I'm going to be quite happy come the end of the season. So there's a lot to get through, obviously, before the start of the campaign. Our first competitive match in charge is against Doncaster, which is a team I also applied for at one point. I'm looking to September's fixtures, by the way. I think at some point I've applied for Gillingham, Bradford, and Wimbledon, so that'll be an interesting month for sure. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure what to expect. I think obviously in the episode tomorrow we'll have our transfer special and our opening league game of the season. We've got less than a month to build a good enough squad for the start of the season as such. But obviously, we do have the further month to continue that process. So we'll have an initial transfer special for that start to the season. Hopefully, we can have a good pre-season in terms of fitness and making sure all the lads are ready for it. We've got some good young players that can come in the meantime from the under-21s. They will get regular game time in the under-21s and under-18s, of course. And hopefully, they can continue to improve their games as well. Coaching staff is primary concern, along with trying to get some top talent into the first team. And yeah, we will see how quickly we can get things done. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.